And good morning. Welcome back to Handcrafts with Don. I am Don. Hi, good morning. Um, haven't still worked out, or I am still working out the bugs to my videotaping here. So right now you're going to see mostly the piece that we're working on rather than me, and you'll see my hands. Um, so yesterday we painted it white with the airbrush gun. When I feel it now, I can actually feel the difference uh, in the texture of the piece. It's much smoother. It doesn't have that graininess that the original piece did, which you can still actually feel inside. And I also did some blue, only because I had a lot of white. One thing about the airbrush gun, it doesn't use a lot of paint. So if you put too much in there, you end up with quite a bit of excess. So what I did was I threw a little blue into the white just to give me a little start on the wave effect. Having a little dilemma as far as how actually to paint, say, this part of it, because I really want to use the air gun as much as possible. However, I brought out, as you can see down here, my array of different craft paints, the blues and the greens. They give me an effect, as you can, let's see if I can bring here, that I really like. So I'm debating whether to use the hand paints. And the question is whether I use the hand paint first and then put the overlay of the airbrush, or vice versa. But actually, I am going to, because I'm kind of committed to using this airbrush at least as much as I can. So I have decided to go that route. I've already pre-mixed the green. I have two greens, a green and a bright green. I use the regular green with some reducer, and then I was gonna put it on this and see where that takes us. I also, as you can see, put the cap on there, which after spilling the paint 4 times on my pants yesterday, I finally got wise. I also have my apron, which is just a good thing for me to have, believe me. So let's get started. When the paint first comes out of the airbrush, it tends to squirt like spot. So I always put it on the towel first. But this doesn't actually seem, this one seems to be doing fairly well. And we're off and running today very quickly. And reason we are decided we're going to be very cooperative today, as opposed to the other days I've had to spend a lot of time yesterday. Actually, I had to take this apart and clean the whole thing because I was having such difficulty. See, there we are. There we have that spotting I was telling you about. So, kind of a drag, but. Alright, we're trying to. And actually, airbrush goes on a lot smoother than I thought it was going to be. It took me a while to actually get up the time and energy to really work with this and see how it works. And so far I've been pleased. And obviously speeds things up. I used it on the dragon last week. The dragon that's been sitting there unpainted for the longest time, but This allowed me to do the same thing, actually, the scale part of the dragon. As I want to compare this mermaid to my dragon, but it is what it is. Okay, so until then, obviously the parts would overlap, so the issues. Still getting used to that. I have the 2 millimeter tip, which I will have to start using. Oh, see, now you got this spotting out of nowhere. I don't like spotting. Worst comes to worst, also. Let's see. Look at my paintbrush here. Totally get rid of it. There we are. It's a new process, so actually, it's not very dissimilar to dripping chocolate on your strawberries, because that tends to glop up too. It's a good idea to do this first. Let it fall a little on your work. Oh, see that? Now look at that mess. Oh my goodness gracious. So here we'll do a little, teach a little repair work. Actually, for major stuff, I just bring out my big brush. Okay, we can get rid of most of that, spread it around, and we'll blend it all in. Okay, so again, one of those things that happens. Okay, so now maybe I'm getting a little too close because I'm getting a lot of spotting here, so I'll have to back off a little. And that's it. Here we have to figure out what's tail of my ocean and what is rock. So, okay, so now we're, oh shit. I'm spotting a lot right now, so I think that's probably a function of the paint in there. So I always have this on so I can monitor it a little bit. It's getting down. What I was saying earlier about the paint was you can't use a lot because you don't need a lot. However, it's a gravity feed. So if you don't have enough, it's just not coming out enough. It's just not coming out the way you want it to. So, okay. Now, see, this changes things because this actually is a little, covered a little more completely than I wanted to, and it does give it a nice sheen. Careful because our hair goes all the way down to there. That's going to be a difficult one. So I'm thinking, when we get down to that area of the hair, I can't imagine we can do it without the hand paints, but there's something I'm going to have to. I've always seen this as something that would be half hand painted and half airbrush Um, Although I have to admit the airbrush gives it quite a nice sheen. The problem is here, see I have all these dots here. These are all, that's all water spots. So I've got to work on that as well. If I was more adept at this, maybe I could pull it off. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to. I get frustrated because it doesn't work the way I want it to all the time, obviously, and I'm an impatient person, so however, yeah, keeping this thing clean is also critical because it tends to clog up a little bit. However, as you can see, we've made quite a bit of progress on this. The only concern, of course, I have is the fact that it has gone quite over into the white spray, so might be having to repaint that and physically paint it white again. But that's it for today, though, or that's it for now. When we decide what to do as far as all this, I will be back and we will tackle the next steps. So anyway, Mermaid says goodbye, I say goodbye, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.